9933, Area 6, Division B, District 79. I am Mudassar Farooq, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Before we begin, let me read out the mission of our Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence and personal growth. For better listening, better thinking, and better speaking, we learn by doing. Thank you. I request you all to silence your cell phones during the course of the meeting. Since we are in an online meeting platform, members other than the role players, meeting leaders, and speakers are advised to mute their microphones during the meeting. You are encouraged to and urged to applaud using the emojis through your videos. As a general rule, Toastmaster encourages all speakers and role players to speak on any topic except politics, religion, and sex. I hope you will enjoy today's meeting as I would. Let me now hand over control of the meeting to the presiding officer, a great Toastmaster, confident speaker, and exemplary leader, our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. DTM Sridhar, this virtual podium is yours.
I'm muted, I think.
We can hear you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster, the Sergeant at Arms, and our Vice President membership and Acting Vice President Education, Mudassar Farooq. What a theme we had, Awaken the Giant Within. Such themes inspire us to perform and reach our potential. If we always continuously awaken our giant within, our real potential, the sky is the limit. We can achieve anything. We may be passing through difficult periods, challenging times, but if we are always positive, if we are always inspiring, we normally achieve our goals in spite of any difficulties. If our goal is clear, if we have that perseverance, we definitely can achieve any goal. All things are not so easy, but if we have the determination, the will, the unfailing faith, unceasing devotion, and an unshakable determination, achieve anything, we can surmount any difficulties, any obstacles by awakening the giant within us. So today, the word of the day will be told to us will be presented to us by our speaker, Amir Mahmood. Amir Mahmood, could you explain the role of the word of the day? I understand he is the word master.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, TM Sridhar, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The word of the day today is inspiration. The literal meaning of inspiration is a good idea, person, place, event, or experience that can make someone to do or act upon something. It's an abhorrence as well as the act of influencing or suggesting opinions. Some of the usage of this word inspiration is, I guess I can relate it to our club. The recent achievement of Dr. Sundar is actually a great source of inspiration for all of us. And another way we can use this word inspiration in a sentence, that's his paintings take their inspiration from nature. So I will encourage all the speakers to use this word inspiration throughout the day during their speeches. And at the end of the day, I'll make my report on the usage and number of times the word has been used, and I'll present it to you as and when called upon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amir Mahmood. So you are inspiring us to use the word inspire. Before going ahead, first of all, let us give a round of rousing applause to Dr. Sundar, who achieved his distinguished Toastmaster credential within a span of 3.5 years. It's not so easy. It's not so easy to achieve this. He must have the amount of efforts he has done, the amount of excellence he has brought in speaking, in his leadership, bears eloquent testimony of his determination. He not only inspires, he inspired himself. He not only awakened the giant himself in him, he awakened the giant in others by inspiring people, by leading and by example. As a president, a VP Education and president of Taj, we reached pinnacles of success. Taj became one of third club in the whole world. That is his greatest achievement. And now he becoming a distinguished is an icing on the cake. Without wasting any time, today's meeting will be organized and held by one of our rising stars of a club. Not only rising, he has risen already. Single-handedly, he managed so many things during my absence, along with Mohammed Noman, to keep the flames of our club burning. He is a finance manager in a food manufacturing company. He is a highly qualified guy and has been in the kingdom for 36 years since his birth, I think. And he's a sports enthusiast. And our Vice President Membership and our Acting Vice President Education, please help me welcome Mudassir Farooq to be the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Club President, Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, for that inspiring introduction. I mean, your introduction even inspires me to achieve more. Thank you very much for that. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, Distinguished Toastmasters, guests, and President. The theme of the day, awaken the giant within yourself. And yes, this is what is required if you want to reach the pinnacles of success. Before we go to the theme of the day and the word, first of all, let me just announce the winners of last week's meeting. The best speaker was Mohammed Noman. The best table topic speaker was Jijo Koshi. The best evaluator was Iqbal Qasmi. The best meeting leader was Hidayatullah Beg. And the best of the big three was Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Please give us a round of applause to all the winners for our last week's meeting. And without further ado, let us start our meeting session. The theme of the day, which we have today, is Awaken the Giant Within Yourself. Awaken the Giant Within Yourself is a book written by Tony Robbins, and I believe everyone is well aware of Tony Robbins as a motivational speaker, as a coach. He is a person who inspires you in doing different things in life. If I take 3 main sentences from his book, which would be summarize the whole theme of our day as well and what is required from us to be successful, those 3 sentences would be that anytime you want to make a change in your life, the first thing you need to do is to raise your standards and believe you can meet them. So you need to have the belief that if you have a target set, whatever it is, that you can achieve it. The second sentence would be, we must change our belief system and develop a sense of certainty that we can and we will meet the new standards before we actually do. So like before, I've said that in order to achieve something, you need to have the belief, you need to have the self-confidence and the trust in yourself that you can do it. If we take an example of driving, the first thing that you need to have is belief that you can drive the car on the road. Otherwise, there is no way you're taking this car out, and there is no way you're getting your driving license in order to become a driver. The third sentence, it is not what we do once in a while that shapes our life, but what we do consistently. Greatness comes with consistent efforts, with consistent application of hard work. So if you want to achieve something, you need to do it consistently. And what more inspiring or inspirational personality than we have than Dr. Sundar, who has just completed his Distinguished Toastmasters pathways, and our mentor of the club, the president, Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. If you want to see success, just look at them, how consistently these two gentlemen are assisting and focusing on the Toastmasters in order to help the clubs reach different levels. Now I would like to introduce the meeting leaders. Unfortunately, the only meeting leader which we have today is Amr Mahmood. Amr Mahmood, could you please explain your role as the word master and the grammarian? Toastmaster Amr Mahmood.
Certainly. Thanks very much, TM Mudassir. I have already explained the word of the day today, and I am wearing the hats of a grammarian as well as the word of the day per person. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to be paying close attention to all the speakers today, especially looking at the proper usage of English language. Throughout the speeches, I'll be taking note of the proper usage of language and also the misusage. And furthermore, I will also be paying attention to the letters that are used, that are outstanding words, quotes, and saying throughout. I will be presenting my report for the word of the day as well as the proper usage of English language at the conclusion of our meeting as and when called upon by the end of this day today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amr Mahmood. And now I would like to call Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar to explain his role as the vote counter.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mudassir, the Toastmaster of the day. I'll be doubling up for two roles today, as the timer as well as the vote counter. And as for the timing role is concerned, I shall be helping you out in waking up the giant within in terms of maintaining timing. Timing is actually something really crucial, and in Toastmaster speeches, we make it a point that our speeches fit into a minimum time limit and a maximum time limit. I shall be indicating your speech timing based on the color cards, which will be displayed as a virtual background on my screen. And when you see the green light, it means, or the green screen, it means that you have fulfilled the minimum timing. Yellow gives you an indication that you are about to finish, and red indicates that you have to finish. And as soon as you see the red card on the screen, you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. And this applies to all forms of speeches, be it a prepared speech, a table topics, or an evaluation speech. As far as my role as the vote counter is concerned, I shall be helping you out again to identify the best speaker, the best meeting leader, the best role player, the best of victory, and the best of evaluation. We shall be doing a polls on the Zoom screen. So as and when the voting is called for, we will raise a poll and you can vote for the member whom you feel performed his role to the best of their abilities. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. The agenda, there is a slight change in the agenda that instead of having 3 prepared speeches, we will be only having 2 prepared speeches. And I also believe that our general evaluator for today is also Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. So he will be also taking care of the general evaluation. Without further ado, let us move towards our second session of the Toastmaster meeting, which is the prepared speeches. For the prepared speeches, we have 2 speakers today. The first speaker will be giving his icebreaker. So I would like to call his evaluator, Amr Mahmood, to please give the what are the requirements of the project.
Point of information, Toastmaster of the day. I think it's a level 1 project 2 and not an icebreaker.
It was a mistake which was corrected by Ibrahim this morning. That is, it is an icebreaker.
Thank you very much for that.
Toastmaster Amr Mahmood, can you please give us the project details?
Certainly, I do apologize that I don't necessarily have the standard script in front of me with regards to the speech that I am going to be evaluating. But this is the first speech, level 1 speech of the project under the program, the Pathways Strategic Relationship, that is going to be delivered by Ibrahim Karjikar. I will be evaluating the speech of this gentleman based on certain set criteria of clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, as well as interest. So throughout the speech, I will be evaluating the delivery, the intonation, the cadence, as well as some interesting facts and the audience engagement. And I will detail all the facts in my report towards the end of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amir Mahmood. Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar, please introduce yourself to the audience of the MECA KSA Toastmasters Club. The virtual podium is yours.
Inspiring leaders, fellow Toastmasters, very good and warm morning. My name is Ibrahim Ali Karjikar. I was born in Khopoli, that's the center of Mumbai, Pune. It's beneath Khandala, courtesy Amir Khan, who has told the entire world what Khandala is. Khopoli is an industrial town, and I did my schooling and college in my hometown. Something triggered me, something wanted to awaken the giant within me. I wanted to travel. So just one fine day, I just made up my mind, talked to my parents, and I jumped off the fence. Not a planned one, but in 1990, I traveled to Saudi Arabia. And guess what? When you come in here, the first Gulf War began. Not a best way to begin, but in my opinion, if I look back, that was the best way to begin your life, where you go through the diversity, you go through the adversity, what life could maximum offer you. I have worked in Dammam, Jeddah, Riyadh during the 1990s. Then I traveled to USA in 2002. While in USA, I got an opportunity to serve Washington Metropolitan Cricket Board for 18 years, served as a president for 2 years, and served as a vice chairman for 4 years prior to coming back to Saudi Arabia. I have a small family, 1 wife, 2 children. Currently, they are back in US while I'm traveling here. I'm currently working with Bahri, the national shipping company of Saudi Arabia, and as a planning and control manager. I got married in year 2000. I'm blessed with 1 wife, 1 daughter, 1 son. And my son, since he recently got married, we are blessed to have 1 daughter-in-law. One of the objectives to join Toastmaster is to improve my communication skills and become proficient public speaker. My goal is to win some national level competition. That's the promise I have with my son. And I want to grow in Toastmasters 1 step at a time with the pathways. I am not as smart as everyone. So I basically take more than 1 thing to do more than twice. And as a result, I have enrolled in more than 1 pathways. So in addition to MECA, I'm currently with Taj, Elite 30, Grand Professionals, Garajana, Diplomatic, nice people. It's a nice network opportunity as well, get to meet different kinds of people. And I'm enjoying the company as well as MECA. And thank you, MECA, for accepting me after some time and criteria. I haven't seen vetting so hard as any of the club as much as you, MECA, did with me. I believe the Toastmasters environment makes everyone feel interesting and important. It pushes all to introspect their thinking. It encourages others to talk and listen carefully while they do. I love Toastmasters for the reason because to be truly influential, it creates an atmosphere enabling us to try to understand the perspective of those around us. It challenges us and it forces us to practice moving on the stage while you talk. And I love that. It helps you to bring the humor out from you. Look at that, the theme of today, awaken the giant within. Well, there is a funny guy in me. It's trying to awaken that as well. And I'm inspired. I'm inspired to improve my critical thinking, my planning, my preparation, my organization skills, my time management skills, to seek motivation as well, my team building skills, and all of these, I believe, Toastmaster has to offer. But do you want to awaken the giant within you? I'm serious about transformation. I'm not talking about polishing myself, improving myself, the tidbits, what I just said, making this better. I'm talking of the reset button, a reinvention that changes the game. That means an overhaul in what I believe and what I do my job and how I do my job. If you all are for that, then right here, right now, we all can press the start button. I firmly believe we still are working and moving and growing and spending our valuable days in the paradigm when we all were brainwashed. We all were brainwashed that this 9-to-5 job is the way to do. We are doing the same mundane task over repeatedly. That's my observation. Toastmaster is an excellent networking opportunity. It gives you significant opportunities to create connections, to get connected, value adding to human beings. That's one thing which I have in my horizon. I wish, along with you, I will get the insight, I will get that spark, I will get the inspiration, one way or the other, which would help me to dent that old paradigm that the work is going to be the same way as it has been for past 25 years. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Karchikar, for that insight into your life. And I believe everyone here now knows who Ibrahim is, what was his history, and what are his future plans. Thank you very much for that insight. For our next speaker, I would like to call upon the Toastmaster Sunny Corovella to give the requirements of the project before I introduce the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow leaders, the inspiring leaders, a very warm greetings to you all. The speaker is going to deliver his project, Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of previous experience as a protege. Time 5 to 7 minutes. Let us understand from the speaker how Toastmaster mentoring is going to awaken the giant within us. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny Corovella. Now I would like to invite myself to give this speech. So just give me a minute. I'll remove my chair and I'll be giving my speech. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and president. My speech today is basically based on what is mentoring, what is a protege, what is a mentoring protege relationship, how Toastmasters encourages mentoring programs to help the new members or even the old experienced members to gain new insight to help them become better Toastmasters. Now, I would like to ask someone, maybe Ibrahim, if he can tell me what does the word mentor bring to his mind? Like, what is a mentor?
Mentor is a supportive partner, a teacher, a coach who invests his resources into you to ensure that he learns everything that he knows. It's a transformation. It's like an opportunity to leave a legacy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim, for that wonderful definition. However, there were some things which I will clarify, that a mentor and a coach are two different aspects, and although they can overlap, but they're not the same thing. But thank you. If I define mentor, a simple broad definition of a mentor would be an experienced and a trusted advisor, a person who can advise you based on his experience, which he might have gone through practically or he might not have. Business Dictionary defines mentoring as a training system in which a senior or a more experienced individual is assigned to a new member to counsel, advise, guide them. In addition, that the mentor is also responsible for providing support and feedback to the member. A mentor usually shares their knowledge, skill, and or experience with an individual and helps them to grow. The most successful mentors were once proteges. If I take an example of Master Shifu from Kung Fu Panda, that's an example. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Master Splinter is another example of a mentor. If I take it from real life, and you'll be surprised to know that Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, his mentor was Steve Jobs. Bill Gates' mentor was Warren Buffett. So you have all these successful people who are now mentors, but they were once proteges. For Toastmasters, there are some different requirements to becoming a mentor. I will explain them to you. That in order to become a mentor in a Toastmasters club, the person needs to be a member in good standing for a minimum period of 6 months. He needs to complete a pathway. Then there is one mentorship program which needs to be completed as well. And this helps them to give a positive evaluation for their proteges. The mentorship commitment in Toastmaster is for a period of 6 months, but it can be extended if both the mentor and the protege are willing to continue it. Now, some successful traits for a mentor are that he has experience and knowledge. He has his personal experience, he has the wisdom to deal with the protege, and he has information perspective, that he is not judgmental. He does not judge his protege. He is willing to listen to the questions and respond them. He needs to be positive and supportive, because without being positive, you cannot build that character with your protege. He needs to be respectful and caring. Without respect and care, there is no relationship that can flourish. So being a mentor, to have a successful relationship with your protege, you need to have a caring and supportive reaction. And the most important, which I believe is for anyone, is the commitment and the dependability. That a protege is able to depend on his mentor, that he is available and he is committed to the cause as much as he himself is. Nowadays, because of the COVID situation, the internet era has taken over, and most of our meetings are online. The Zoom platform is one of those things. So we have these virtual mentors. A virtual mentor is an experienced person who shares their knowledge and experience, but instead of physically doing it, he is available to you on the virtual platforms. So he is available on your smart devices for a meeting call anytime it's required. However, the mentoring requirements are the same. whether it is a virtual platform or it is a physical platform. Now, who is a protege? I'm a protege, but what does it mean? It means a member who is seeking guidance and support from someone senior, someone who is more experienced to them in order to reach their goals. He is looking at someone to inspire them to take that extra step, to go that extra mile. Members who are new definitely require a mentor because they do not know what they're stepping into. However, experienced proteges also require mentors in order to help them to move to the next step. Proteges need to be adaptable. They need to be willing to consider new ideas and suggestions. They need to be open to receiving feedbacks. They need to be prepared for guidance and learning. One of the great and often hidden benefits of working with a mentor is the opportunity to advance little known talent about yourself. It is through encouragement of another that we share the talent others have never seen. So a mentor can guide you and tell you that this is what you need to do, or these are the skills you need to enhance in order to be a better person. Now, just quickly, I will give a difference between what is the difference between a mentor and a coach. Time frame. Coaching is for a short time frame, whereas mentorship can be for lifelong process. Focus. Coaching gives focus on short steps. They're the one who are taking you from point A to point B, whereas mentor guides you from point A to point B. The journey is yours. Agenda, the coaching agenda is co-created, whereas the mentorship agenda is driven by the protege. The questioning and coaching, the questions are mostly coming from the coach, whereas in mentoring, the questions are mostly from the proteges. At the end, I would like to just say that no matter wherever you are in your stage of life, you need someone to guide you, to show you where you need to go. So always find a person who can be a mentor for you. Like for me, I take my inspiration from DTM Sridhar, and he has been an amazing mentor throughout, that he has guided me and assisted me to where I am right now in my Toastmaster journey. And I hope that he will help me to continue further as well. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Okay. Thank you, everyone. That's concluded. We are concluded with our prepared speeches session. I would like to call the timer to inform us, has everyone, have both the speakers qualified?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Only speaker number 1, Toastmaster Ibrahim, is qualified. And since we had only 2 speakers, we will not be voting because only 1 speaker is qualified.
Okay, thank you. Before we move on to our next session, which is table topic sessions, I would like to just give you the ultimate success formula from Tony Robbins' book, Awakening the Giant Within. He says that the elementary process of getting where you want to go has 4 things. Decide what you want, take action on what you want, notice what's working and what's not working, and change your approach until you achieve what is desired. Focus, commitment, and flexibility. Important ingredients of achieving your target, important ingredients of awakening that giant within you to reach the limits that you yourself have set for yourself. Otherwise, a man is capable of achieving things which sometimes you cannot even imagine. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal for the Toastmaster for the table topic session. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, the virtual podium is yours.
Toastmaster Sanat, we are unable to hear you. No, we still are not able to hear you. Although you are not muted, but we are not able to hear you. Could you please check your audio settings? No, you're not audible. I would suggest you to go to the audio settings. You see the microphone button just to the right of. No. Try changing your microphone. You have multiple device options on the microphone. You can just try selecting. Best is to keep it same as system. I'm sorry, we are not able to hear you. You can see you speaking.
Sanat, can you just close it and re-log in?
Yeah, we see your chat message that you will log in on your phone.
Till we get Toastmaster Sanat back, I will just some more scripts from Tony Robbins' book, Awakening the Giant Within. He states that there are 3 decisions that control your destiny, and those are your decision about what to focus on, your decision about what things mean to you, and your decision about what to do to create the results you desire. It's likely that whatever challenges you have in your life currently could have been avoided by some better decisions upstream. The master system comprises of 5 components. Number 1 is your core belief and unconscious rules. Number 2 is your life values. Number 3, your references. Number 4, the habitual questions that you ask yourself. And number 5, the emotional states you experience in each moment. So if you have not read the book, I would definitely prescribe it that please try to find it and read it. It's very inspirational and a very motivational book. Toastmaster Sanat, are you okay now?
We don't see you in the waiting room. I'm the host and I'm still here very much. Can you please check the correct link? Because I don't see anybody here in the waiting room. Toastmaster Sanat, I have shared the link once again in the Telegram group. Can you please check and join?
I have told Sanat to join again. Link again.
I have sent the link already, so I have sent the link to the Telegram group. Toastmaster Mudassar, who will be evaluating the table topics? DTM Sridhar, can you do that?
I saw Toastmaster Hassan available.
Yeah, he was there, but he's not there. Yeah, Toastmaster Sanat is joining again. Problem is Hassan's phone is still not reachable.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible now.
Loud and clear, Toastmaster Sanat.
Thank you. Sorry for that technical issue. I'm going to
just give me a minute. Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, are you going to evaluate the table topic session? Because Hassan is not available.
Yes, I will evaluate.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, Toastmaster.
thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good morning, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests. What a wonderful morning it has been. It is the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, the apostle of peace. And we have a matching who was an inspiration to a number of people globally. And we have a matching theme and a word of the day today. Awaken the giant within. Isn't the topic by itself very inspirational? For me, it is. And I have tried to come up with table topics today. It is my pleasure to be with table topics master today, and I've tried to come up with topics which match the theme. So the first topic of the day is for you here. Your passion is awaiting for your courage to catch up. I'm putting it in the chat. And can I invite Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar to take the topic?
Waiting for your courage to catch up. Is that what it is?
Correct. Your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. It is in the chat.
For some reason, the chat isn't. Your passion is. Okay, there you go.
Sorry?
Can you repeat the topic?
Your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up.
Fellow Toastmasters, your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. Yes. I have always believed that you don't wake up one morning as a bad person. It happens by 1,000 tiny surrenders of self-respect to self-interest. Wisdom and abundance mentality is the key aspect, what you need essentially to build the courage that you need. No one is going to come one fine day and tell you, Mr. Ibrahim, from today onwards, you are going to be a courageous person. It's a lifelong step. It's a journey where you need to capitalize and build one upon another. The courage that you need to say and demonstrate yourself and carry yourself and align yourself to the principles. When you have to say no, you should have the courage to say no. If your passion is not principle-centered, then you don't get that courage to defend the values that you believe in. Some people are hardwired towards addictions. Others towards certain emotional flaws, such as anger or depression. And then they complain that I don't have the courage. Well, you need to invest your time in building that courage, which comes from a principle-centered life living style. I completely understand that we are programmed to behave certain ways. And changing this behavior essentially requires a hard reset and reviewing. It's not always as easy as flipping the restart button. It's a process. Over to you, table topic master. Can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're mute.
Toastmaster Sanath, you have muted your telephone connection.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
So thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar, for that wonderful speech. How beautifully you put in that if your passion is something which the core value of your passion is good, you will have the courage to implement or work upon your passion, and nothing can be further from truth. The second topic for the day is some people want it to happen. Some wish it could happen. There are others who make it happen. This is a very famous and pertinent quote by the great sportsman Michael Jordan. I'm just putting it in the chat. And can I invite Toastmaster Sunny Kuruvilla to take up the topic?
Thank you, TT Master. Once again, a very warm greetings to you all Toastmasters. Everybody desires something good to happen to them. That is all people. They need good, everything good for them. And it is a desire. And some people, they will work for it, but just work without much dedication, without much commitment. They will work, they will start, but they will not complete. There are basically three categories. First one, they desire, but no action. It's a dream, and dream will remain as a dream. Second type, they will work for it, but they will not complete. Because the moment roadblocks appear, they will reverse and run away from that one. And there is a third category. They will make it happen. They are prepared to take challenges. Challenges will become or make them more stronger. And nobody in this world achieved something great without sacrifice, without pain. Today, this auspicious day, October 2nd, Mahatma Gandhi, do you think that he became Mahatma Gandhi on fine morning? People will talk only about our success. Nobody can see the pain behind us to reach at this level. On this occasion, and I hope Mahatma Gandhi, who became Mahatma Gandhi from Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, with the pain he took, with the sacrifice, this is what they will make it happen. And I urge all of you to have your desire and work hard to make it happen. Only you can do that thing. Nobody else. Over to you, TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny Kuruvilla. How beautiful you have summarized it, especially with an example of Mahatma Gandhi, where he made an impossible possible. And that also is my next topic of the day. And the topic is impossible is just an opinion. So awaken your giant within, because impossible is just an opinion. The topic is on the chat also. And can I invite Toastmaster Anand Pillai to take the
Not there.
topic? Is not there? Okay. Can we have Toastmaster Amir Mahmood in that case? Toastmaster Amir Mahmood.
Can I have the scripture here? Impossible is just word.
Your
Toastmaster
voice is very low.
Toastmaster Amar, we are unable to hear you. No, we cannot hear you, Toastmaster Amar. I am extremely sorry for that. Probably your phone is kept somewhere, so the microphone is blocked or anything like that. No, still unable to hear you. Toastmaster Amar, could you please try disconnecting your audio and reconnecting? It's still the same. We are able to see you clearly, but unfortunately, we are not able to hear your voice. Toastmaster Sanat, we would appreciate if you could call another speaker, and we would give the chance to Toastmaster Mahmood again. He can disconnect and rejoin. Toastmaster Mahmood, Amar Mahmood, you could disconnect and rejoin. I think that might sort the issue.
Can I invite Toastmaster Sridhar in this case to take up this topic?
I'm the evaluator.
Oh, you are the evaluator. Okay. So
Can call
we
Mudassir.
have-
Call Mudassir.
Okay. Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, table topic master.
Sorry, we have run out of choices today. We don't have too many choices today.
Okay.
It's okay. It's understandable. Impossible is just an opinion. What is impossible? It is just a big word thrown around by small people who cannot achieve something and they just want to demotivate everyone else who wants to achieve it. Even the word impossible says, I am possible. So why are we not willing to do the possible? Why are we being bound by the opinion that this task is not achievable or this is something not doable? Impossible for me might be the base for someone else. Like it might be impossible for me to even climb a mountain outside my home, but people have climbed K2. They have gone to the highest peak in the world. They have stood on the top. It is impossible for me to even go above the 5 stories of my house, but people have gone to the moon. So impossible is just a perspective. Impossible is just an opinion. Impossible is just a word. It should not define you. You should not be bound by this word impossible. There is nothing impossible. If you set your mind to it, you have the right guidance and you have the right tools in your hand, you can achieve whatever you set out to achieve. Your mind frame, your conscious thinking, and the consistency with which you apply yourself to something defines how you're going to achieve that target. Impossible at the end of the day is something beneath your shoes that should help you move towards what you have set out to achieve. So, table topic master, impossible is not even an opinion. It is just a word thrown around by people to weigh you down, to stop you from going where you want to go. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudassir. You are yourself today an example of saying impossible is just an opinion, because you are playing the role of Toastmaster of the day you did a prepared speech and you also did a table topic speech. So yes, you have made the impossible possible today in a way. And that also leads me to my next topic, and let's have this as the last topic because we don't have too many speakers today. Don't limit your challenges. Don't limit your challenges. Awaken the giant within, challenge your limits. Can I have Toastmaster Amir Mahmood for the topic, please? The topic is on the chat.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you very good.
Okay, great. It was quite a bit of a bumpy ride getting back in. Anyways, so the topic is don't limit your challenge. And I think it's very timely. If I were to relate it to myself, my personal self, I was always a bit shy of getting into a group of people whereby I can challenge myself to communicate, to learn good communication as well as to communicate well. Yes, at certain point in times, it was a bit demoralizing considering that, well, I have not been a good or avid speaker all my life. I had a stage fright. And I don't really sometimes feel myself as if I'm going to come across putting my ideas across in a detailed manner. And I said, okay, well, is it really a challenge that can limit my capabilities? So what if I challenge myself to come out of the situation? And I guess the opportunity was provided through a MECA KSA forum, whereby I continuously challenge myself for power excellence. I continue challenge myself to get inspiration and get inspired by the fellow Toastmasters with their positive feedback. And that is one of the impetus for me to keep going, and as well as keep challenging myself, and don't limit the opportunities that are being presented to me, and don't limit myself thinking this is unsurmountable challenge. So I will continue evolving in this journey, and I look forward to get support from you, and to overcome the challenges that I sometimes feel in my communication. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amir Mahmood. And who says you have stage fear? You were so eloquent when your speech, and you were able to put in your thoughts or articulate your thoughts in such a nice manner. Can we have one more speaker? Maybe Toastmaster Sundar. Would you be able to take up the one more topic?
Yes.
Okay. So here is the topic for you. The only difference, and you have been recently kind of promoted to, you have become a distinguished Toastmaster. So this kind of gels very well with your journey. The only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. The topic is on the chat.
For the information of everyone, I'm also going to time my speech. So I will be showing my phone just to show
You want me to time the speech?
It's okay, I can manage that, no problem.
Okay.
I have my phone with the timing
Okay.
cards, not an issue.
Thank you.
What makes someone extraordinary? Is that word extra prefixing the word ordinary inspirational? Or is it making someone aspire to do more? Fellow Toastmaster and all my dear friends, the question that has been thrown upon me is indeed looks simple, but it's introspective and intriguing. Everybody in this world tries to be extraordinary, but all their efforts end up being ordinary. So what is that little extra? What is that X factor that you need to add to become that one extraordinary? Could it be inspiration? Could it be perspiration? Could it be perseverance? What is it that? As the table topics master rightfully said, let me just give you an example of how I began my Toastmasters journey. I was a reluctant member joining Toastmasters. And when I finally joined Toastmasters, what happened is I was glued into it. But then when I set my sights on something like the Distinguished Toastmaster path, it was something that I had to offer more. I have to put in more of perseverance, more of efforts, more of volunteering. And when you are ready to commit for this extra effort, pretty sure that everything that you wish to achieve falls in place. Look at the case of probably an exam topper or somebody who is a winner at work. They all have been performing a little bit extra than what everybody else does. You might be wondering why this person is working so hard when it is actually the same salary that they are both are receiving. But what is it that makes them different is this extra effort is making them achieve more, takes them towards the path of success. And of course, success definitely is not the destination, but rather the journey. If we realize that, then we all start putting in extra. Let me conclude by saying that we all are equal. Everybody has been bestowed with the same set of resources when we land up on this planet Earth. It's all in your mindset. Inspire yourself to work more, given that extra effort. And definitely, you too can prefix yourself with the word extra in front of the ordinary, and you will also be an extraordinary person. Back to you, table topic master.
Very well said. Very well said, Toastmaster Sundar. And you have actually lived that extra effort and by achieving what you have achieved recently. And we wish you all the best in your continued journey. With this, I end the table topics and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, table topic master, for that intriguing session and for keeping everyone on their feet and alert. Timer, has everyone qualified?
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster, everyone is qualified. And I'll now be raising the poll for all of us to vote.
Thank you. By the time we get the polls done, okay, they're already here. So let us just sign them. Now we will move on to our next session, which is evaluation. And like the president of our club says, that evaluation is the breakfast of the champions. Without evaluation, you cannot improve, you cannot enhance your abilities or your capabilities. You cannot find what are the defects or the faults that you might have in what you're delivering. So for our next session, I would like to call upon the distinguished Toastmaster. He is an associate of consultant oral surgeons in King Saud University. He has been a Toastmaster since 2017. He is the vice president and current president of Taj Toastmasters Club and club coach for PSU Falcon Clubs, Division B champion and SATIC semifinalist in the program year 2019-2020, and recently moved up the ladder by becoming a distinguished Toastmaster. Please, in your warm round of applause, let us welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sundar as the general evaluator for today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, for that generous introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, good morning once again. So, as our Toastmaster of the day reiterated the words of the presiding officer, evaluation is indeed the breakfast of the champions. I'm not sure whether you all had your breakfast today morning or not. I'm pretty sure that we will not miss out on a great breakfast in terms of receiving feedback for whatever we delivered today. So that's going to be our intellectual breakfast for today. So the evaluation session, just for your brief, is split up into three parts. The first part would be asking the evaluators to give up their evaluation and feedback of their respective speakers. And then the second part would be the meeting leaders' reports. And the third part would be the general evaluators report, which is my report. So without further ado, let us just jump in directly to the evaluation of the speeches. So for this first speech, an icebreaker delivered by Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Khajika. We had Toastmaster Amir Mahmood who did the evaluation. Can I please call upon Toastmaster Amir Mahmood on the virtual podium to deliver the evaluation speech?
Thank you, DTM Sundar.
Just hold on a second. Let me just, I need to set up the timing as well. Were you able to, just before, because you had an issue with the timing the last, you saw that one. Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's fine.
Okay,
Thank you so
great.
much.
Thank you.
So over to you, Toastmaster Amir.
All right, great. Well, I personally believe that I'm honored to evaluate the speech, the icebreaker speech by Ibrahim Ali Kharjigar. And before I begin, I would like to congratulate and send my felicitation to you on your birthday. As a matter of fact, I guess I am at loss for words with such a powerful and passionate delivery of your speech today. To me, it's par excellence and truly inspirational. It was indeed a very well-versed, professionally articulated, and engaging delivery to the audience. You took us brilliantly with you on your journey from the beginning of your childhood all the way to the US and back to the KSA. Overall, it was very engaging, and you have kept the audience interest intact all the time. So kudos to you for such a powerful delivery and, in my opinion, a very inspirational icebreaker. Now, if I were to give my feedback based on the evaluation criteria, your spoken language was very clear and it was easily understood by us all. The eye contact was excellent. And I can see that sales and marketing expertise was oozing off while you were delivering this speech. Your gestures, they were fully integrated, and with physical gestures with content to deliver an exemplary speech. You were fully aware of your audience, and you seemed fully aware of their needs, and you kept their interest intact. As far as the comfort level is concerned, again, reading from you, as hearing from you, getting from the marketing background, I guess that's the pinnacle of success, to have a comfort level with which you have delivered. And you have engaged the audience with highly compelling and well-structured content. So that's overall a great speech. The only comment, if you would like to offer, is that at certain point in time of your speech, this is my personal opinion, I realized that the intonation or cadence became a little monotonous. If you can work on it, and I guess you're already there. In fact, you should be judging us and giving us some lessons as to how to capture the interest as well as the presence and the ambience of the stage. Thank you very much for this icebreaker. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amir, for the beautiful evaluation of Toastmaster Ibrahim's speech. I'm pretty sure Toastmaster Ibrahim took up not just one, but many feedback and recommendation points to improve upon his speech. Thank you so much. Moving up next, we have the second speech of Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, which was evaluated by our past Area 6 director and a very dynamic leader, Toastmaster Sunny Kurvilla. Toastmaster Sunny Kurvilla, the virtual podium is yours to evaluate Toastmaster Mudassir's speech. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, and a billion greetings to you all once again. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, for an inspiring speech about the role of mentor. You have started this speech with an introduction covering the entire perspective of the mentorship role. It was very nice way to explain the beginning. Then what you asked a question to engage the audience and possible questions, answers. It was really good. Then you explain in your own way what a mentor is, what is the benefit, and what mentor is going to support you to achieve success in your life. And the most important thing what I liked is your definition. A mentor is an experienced and trusted advisor. And also I liked your usage. Better mentors were once very good proteges too. That was a good way to explain that we need to be good proteges to become a good mentor. And the underlining principle of mentorship is respect and care, that you explain in a very well and very understandable manner. And you define protege in a very simple but very clear way, crystal clear. When protege is one who seeks guidance. That was really good. And at the end, you concluded the mentor can guide us to go within us. Mentor will not do much, but he will help us to go within us and unleash our own energy to achieve something great. That you explained very well. And at the end, you differentiated the mentor and coach. That was very clear. Overall, it was a great speech. You concluded with a message, a call of action for all of us that we need mentor at every point in life. I really enjoyed your speech. If we go for suggestion, your eye contact was good, positioning this stage was good, and confidence level was great. And you engaged the audience also. Only thing is, as per the objective, you are supposed to share some component of your experience as a protege. You could have mentioned some experience as a protege for us to understand the situation in a better way. Overall, great speech, enjoyed. Thank you for that thing. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunny, for that great evaluation speech of yours for Toastmaster Mudassir. I'm pretty sure that Toastmaster Mudassir has also taken home a lot of feedback points to improve upon. Next up, we have the table topics, which was evaluated by none other than our president and a towering leader in the Toastmastering fraternity, and a great speaker and a champion evaluator. Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, the virtual podium is yours to evaluate the table topic session.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. The topics selected by our table topics master was excellent, related to a theme. Now, directly going to the speakers, Ibrahim Karjikar, passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. What a way you started the speech. Perhaps you were a little bit dumbfounded, but then you started and completed the speech. What I found was that you were eloquent and you touched the topic, and the way you answered, it was amazing. The only thing which I noted was you need to use the word of the day, and otherwise your speech was good. Sunny Kuruvilla. Some people want it to happen, and some wish it to happen, some make it happen. What a wonderful way you gave your speech, and said some make it happen, and use all the nice adjectives and inspired us. The only thing which I found which need to happen is that the word inspiration or inspire, I did not hear. Mudassir. Impossible is just an opinion. You touched upon the topic so well. You constructed your speech was also so well. The opening, the body, conclusion, everything was really good. Even the content was so good, and you engaged us. The only thing which I find is that you need to bring more energy into your speech. More energy. That's what I feel. And it is always better to take you speak standing. That's very important. So trying to bring more energy and personal experience also you'll be a great speaker. Amir Mahmood, don't limit your challenge. First, I would like to say is that you have an amazing voice quality. You can really capitulate on that. And you answered your question so well. And use a little bit of a personal experience, which you did share. And secondly, using the word of the day is also important. And what I felt was that if you had been standing and giving your speech, it would have been, it will amplify the impact. That's what I felt. Otherwise, it was a great speech. Dr. Sundar, the only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is extra. What an amazing speech you gave. You're a champion anyway, but still today you inspired us. That extra thing you added. If I have to go and mine for something which was really you can work on it, or you normally do it, was that you use the word of the day. And also I felt perhaps you are a bit sitting and speaking, maybe due to constraints. If you can stand, you normally, which you do, it would have been amazing. All in all, it was an amazing session, and wishing all the speakers to improve upon after taking the recommendation in the next session. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, for that great evaluation of all the table topic speeches. It was indeed an excellent learning experience for us all to hear these feedback points from the master himself. Thank you so much. With that, we come to the end of the evaluation sessions for the prepared speech and the table topics. So it's now time for us to vote for the best evaluator. I'm just sharing a poll now for the best evaluator. I request you all to vote for the best evaluator. The poll is launched now, and as the voting goes on, we will now go ahead with the general. First, before we go ahead with the general evaluation, we will also have the meeting leaders reports. Just give me a second. So now my role as the timer is finished. Inspired by the words of my table topic evaluator, DTM Sridhar, I'm pretty sure I'm enthused enough to stand up. In fact, this is actually what waking up the giant within yourself is all about. You just need a spark of inspiration, just a touch of perseverance, and pretty sure you can also wake up. And it's just a little extra that you get, but pretty sure, like how I spoke in the table topics, this extra could make you the extraordinary. So we now have the meeting leaders reports. We don't have several people doing the meeting leaders roles. Today we had one gentleman who was multitasking to the core. He was an evaluator, he was a table topic speaker, he was the word master and the grammarian. In between, he had a technical glitch, he overcame that, and that is the best example of inspiration for me today. Toastmaster Amir Mahmood, could you please share your report as the word master and grammarian?
Indeed. Thank you very much, DTM Sundar. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate all of you for taking the word of the day pretty much core to your heart, and each and every single speaker has used it multiple times. So while I was keeping account, the word inspiration was used more than 12 times during our meeting today. So if I were to go one by one, Mrs. Sridhar has used it 4 times, Mudassir 2 times, Ibrahim 2 times, Sanat 1 time, Sundar 2 times, as well as Mr. Sunny Kuruvilla 2 times. So again, Thank you very much, all of you. And I would like to congratulate you for using this word and keeping us reminded of how to get inspiration and how to be inspirational to others. Am I allowed to go on to the grammarian report?
Yes, please, Toastmaster Amar, you may
All right,
please
great.
continue.
While I am at it, the word of day report, I would like to move on to the grammarian report. And I'm actually very happy to report that all speakers have used standard English of high quality today. So the delivery of speeches were almost error-free. So kudos to all of you. And it is a well-deserved congratulations and felicitation to you all. When it comes to the outstanding or eye-catching phrases and words, the first one is that I have realized and captured that greatness comes with consistent effort and hard work. The two phrases that I have heard in today's meeting is pinnacle of success, diversity, and the Toastmaster is a form to create connections and to get connected. As well as there are some keywords used, paradigm, protege, and lastly, one word that our president used, dumbfounded, which I found very fascinating towards the end. All right, now with all of the positives, there's always room for the improvement. And I have come across a couple of pointers, even though English is not my native language either, but I'm just sharing, I'm putting it out for you gentlemen, and then we can all work it out together in case I am mistaken. When Mudassir was mentioning the author of the 3 points that he was referring to, like for example, the first point he mentioned his statement or his word is, and the second he mentioned there, the second one would be. So instead of saying would be, it should be the second point is. That's that. And then along the way, there was a mention of the word nowadays. It should have been nowadays. And lastly, again, I'm just putting it out, the theme for the day today. I personally believe as if it should have been either awake the giant within, or to awaken the giant within, or awakening the giant within. I will leave it to all of you to tell what exact description of this phrase should have been. But in my opinion, either to awake the giant within or awakening the giant within probably suffices. These are some of the observations that I can share with you. And as I told in the beginning, that almost all of the speakers, they have used English of a certain quality and high standards. Very few mistakes, but it was my duty to report my observation. And I hope we take into consideration in our next meeting, and we can be on our way onwards and upwards. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amar Mahmood, for that detailed report, be it that of the word master or that of the grammarian. Indeed, we all are not native speakers of English, but luckily or thankfully, with our efforts, we are trying to improve the way we speak English, probably the global language of communication that wherever we go, we use. Let us take all these finer inputs, that especially of the grammarian, especially something that I notice is like we all miss out on the article usage and the way we use prepositions and conjunctions. Of course, grammar is something which we all hate, be it in school time or when it comes to practical work usage, but we should all try to use it. And that is where attending meetings such as these, delivering speeches and consistency is giving us that X factor to go over and achieve greatness. Rightfully said by our TMOD in the beginning of his speech, what we do consistently indeed determines our greatness. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Amar Mahmood. And for the next report, which is that of the timer, I was doubling up as the timer. Probably we could call today's meeting as well as a multitasking meeting, because several of our role players did multiple tasks, and that indeed defines our perseverance and commitment to what we have taken. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Ibrahim took 6 minutes and 14 seconds, which was well within the time limit. Toastmaster Mudassir took 8 minutes and 4 seconds. That was beyond the time limit. For the table topics, all the speakers were qualified. Toastmaster Ibrahim took 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Toastmaster Sani Kurvilla took 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Toastmaster Mudassir took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Toastmaster Amr Mahmood took 1 minute and 56 seconds. And yours truly, I took 2 minutes and 12 seconds. For the evaluations, again, all the speakers or the evaluation speakers were well within the time limit. Toastmaster Amr Mahmood, he took 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Toastmaster Sani Kurbilla took 3 minutes and 12 seconds. And distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, he took 3 minutes and 47 seconds. And it is qualified because for table topics evaluation, there is a minimum time of 30 seconds for every table topic speaker. So we had 5 table topic speakers. So his minimum qualifying time limit was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That was the green light, and yellow was at 3 minutes and red was at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So he was qualified because he was well within the 4-minute mark. So that's the end of the timers report. And with that, we come to the conclusion of the meeting leaders report. Since we had only one meeting leader who was doing the role, I believe we will not go in for a polling, and we will proceed with the general evaluation. Before I deliver my general evaluation report, I have yet another important task to complete. I was requested by the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Mudassir, to give feedback on the first evaluation delivered by a member of the club. Toastmaster Amr Mahmood delivered his level 1, project 2, which also includes delivering feedback and evaluation on a speaker's speech. So this is addressed to Toastmaster Amar's evaluation. Toastmaster Amar, your evaluation was so eloquent. This was not as if somebody is delivering an evaluation and feedback for the first time. Probably this is your professional experience delivering appraisals and feedback at your workplace that has given you an edge over the others when it comes to first-time evaluation. It was immaculate, the way you organized it. You started by analyzing the speech content. You went on to highlighting the best parts of the speech. You gave up really very good recommendations. And the recommendations were not superfluous. They were not superficial, but they were so in-depth. Like, for example, you were talking about the intonation and cadence, which was so monotonous at some point in time. So that is something which not a beginner evaluator that we see in Toastmasters picking up. It's usually seen by seasoned evaluators. Kudos to you on that effort. If I were to give you some suggestions on improvising your evaluation, Toastmaster Amar, just take up the standard format that we always follow. We always start with the best parts of the speech. Like when we analyze the speech, we always try to highlight the best parts, usually 2 to 3 points that are really so impressive that could have touched upon you or probably the entire audience. We always try to highlight that. The idea behind doing this is we always try to give an uplifting and encouraging evaluation. You know, you want to inspire the speaker, not to put that down, make them and not break them. So when you are able to bring out those 2 or 3 highlighted points, you can even repeat quotes or situations from the speaker's speech that you are going to reproduce. And when you try to emphasize on them, the speaker is definitely encouraged. As far as the recommendations goes, you had done it in a really good way, and you had put in the recommendations in an empathetic fashion. It was not trying to discourage the speaker, but rather giving them points to improvise upon. And the summary, you could have actually added up these highlighted points as well as the recommendations to put it up as a whole package. So this is the normal way that we follow an evaluation. It might sound like a template, but usually this works out. I have even tried it out in my workplace whenever I try to deliver some feedback to my students or my colleagues or peers. So what I do is like I try to bring out the positive points, and then I go about saying the recommendations in an encouraging way and then summarize them all. This really gives a lot of impetus to bring the rightful, the positive outcome that we always look upon. So on the whole, it was a great evaluation that you have done. I believe these small recommendations of like analyzing and giving those highlights and organizing your recommendations and the summary would make you a champion evaluator. I'm seeing indeed a champion evaluator from MECA KSA in Toastmaster Amar Mahmood. All the very best for that. So now I move upon to the general evaluation for today's entire meeting. So we started the meeting a bit late. We started almost 15 minutes behind schedule, and I believe we had an issue with several role players. So I think this has to be looked upon. Make sure that role players are confirming their presence. In case they are not available, they can arrange alternatives, and that should be arranged well ahead of time. In fact, the meeting room was open by 9:40 and 9:20, and I saw the Vice President Education there, and that shows his level of commitment. And I would appreciate if all of us also bring in the same level of commitment, because it's just 2 hours we are committing ourselves to self-improvisation on probably a passion or a hobby, you could consider that, and we could all sign up for that. Other than that, although we were so less in attendance and we had people doing multitasking, the quality of the meeting was not compromised. Kudos to all the role players who took up their individual efforts to make sure things are being run smoothly. The president called upon the meeting and he announced in fact, we did not have any guests, but other than that, he made some announcements appreciating members and well-wishers. And also he introduced the word master to introduce the word of the day. That was done well. Toastmaster of the day announced the winners and also went on to explain the theme. In fact, he had taken a leaf out of a book and he was explaining in detail some of the great points that are so etched in his mind because he's impressed with this book, the book by Tony Robbins. That is indeed great. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mudassir. In fact, I took a quotation, like say, when we do something consistently, this is what determines our greatness. This is something which I would definitely use up anytime in a future speech because I'm really impressed with that. The speakers did a great job. Our first speaker, Toastmaster Ibrahim, was great. It was not like an icebreaker, it was like a seasoned speaker. And this shows his experience in multiple clubs and delivering multiple speeches. Toastmaster Mudassir, it was again a great speech. Only thing that I would have recommended, as told by your evaluator, is to add your personal experience and to limit your time. This is where practice makes a lot of difference. And 34 seconds, probably this is just a normal meeting. Getting disqualified here may not matter much, but if it was a speech contest or if it's something like a project presentation where you have a deadline for the speaking time, I'm pretty sure you have to focus on that area of it. For the table topics, it was great. Only suggestion for the table topic master is like he gave excellent topics in line with the theme, like how he did in the last meeting as well. This shows his enthusiasm and commitment towards the role that he had taken. However, table topics in itself is a listening exercise. I would rather encourage in the future not to use the text way of giving the topics. Rather, the table topic master or whoever is taking the table topic master's role, read out the topic in a patient way, in a crisp and clear way so that members are able to listen and then deliver. So this is mainly a listening exercise. So I would not support showing the text in the chat box. As far as the speakers were concerned, all speakers did a great job. That shows the way the topics were designed. When speakers speak, if every speaker is speaking to the qualification time limit, then that means that topics were easy, speakers were encouraged enough to talk about, and that was great. But one thing that I missed out in all the 4 speakers is like every one of them left out a personal experience. Usually when you add up a personal story or even an anecdote, that adds value, that takes your message to the next level, makes it extraordinary and makes it reach the audience. So try to incorporate personal experiences or anecdotes whenever you are trying to add up a speech. I know that it's a challenge, but overcoming challenges is all the game. Evaluations were all fine, and we had a great meeting. Everything was seamless. We had some technical glitches which were overcome. And as rightfully said by the president during one of the evaluations, let us all strive to make our commitment to the next level. We can try standing and speaking, make sure that our video connections and our video presentation are good enough. Although we are constrained that we are not able to meet physically, but within the virtual platform that we are using, let us make the best use of it so that we are improvising on ourselves. With that, I conclude my general evaluation session. And now I hand back the lectern to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that very descriptive evaluation given. So today, as we head towards the end of our meeting session, my parting words would be: find a mentor who can help to awaken the giant within you, who can be an inspiration for you to take the next step. Now I would like to hand over the virtual platform back to Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, the president of the club. Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for a wonderful performance today. And before we proceed, I will ask to vote counter to give for the best of the big three voting. Now, I would like to call upon our immediate past area director, Sunny Kuruvela, to say a few words.
Thank you, President. Indeed, it was a great meeting today. It proved once again, number doesn't matter. It was full of energy. Very good. Now, I would like to request you to maintain this energy up to the end of the day. Today, we are going to have one event under Area 6, in which this club is also part of that one. So, Master, can you give me the privilege to share the screen?
Screen share is enabled, Toastmaster Sunny.
Thank you. Is it visible?
No.
Yes,
No,
it's seen now.
It is visible now. Huh?
Yes.
Very good. Here, today, our club president, DTM SR Sridhar, our division B director, Dr. Mahesh Pillai, and the previous district 79 champion and current champion, both of them with other two members are having a debate. The debate is very much applicable to us, being CFOs, finance professionals. Here we are going to understand whether Toastmasters at work is going to help us or not. Two teams will be explaining the positive sides, negative sides to you in a clear-cut, crystal clear way, so that you can understand this Toastmastering in its full perspective. So I request all of you to join this event, and if the link is not received so far, I will be sharing it in our group. Anybody having a question, you can ask related to this event. Any questions? ETM Sridhar, you'd like to say something related to this one?
Yeah, it's very good. I would like to say a few sentences. See, attending such area functions, such area will enrich our knowledge, and we learn a lot. I have learned only by attending all the district conferences, area division conferences. So I request all the new members to please attend. It's at 4 o'clock today, Saudi time. Please do attend and learn a lot. That we are not only, the Toastmaster is not only just for speaking, it's also for analyzing, for debating. We need to all those skills in the office environment. We need to present ourselves, to negotiate ourselves, and also debate any point in a very professional manner. We may not be, when debating, we're not enemies. We are just differing the point and explaining our point. These qualities we need to imbibe as a CFO, as a C-suite professional. If we can imbibe that and learn that, the success is yours. So please do attend the meeting.
Thank you, President. Over to you, President.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sunny Kuruvela. Now we have a new member who have joined late our club. I wish to introduce Rupesh Kumar. He's from Qatar. Rupesh Kumar, can you unmute yourself and say a few words? Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for introducing me. Myself, Rupesh Kumar. I am working in Abdullah Abdul Ghani and Brothers in Qatar as a MIS manager and business planning. And I am in Qatar from last 10 years. And I was going through this MECA platform and the videos. Then I found this link. So I thought to join it so that I can understand how this is going to help me in my journey to improve my communication and leadership skill. Thank you. If you want to know anything specific, then please let me know. Thank you.
No, you could welcome to our club and attend and participate in our club regularly if you want to really grow yourself as a speaker, as a leader, as a communicator. Please do that. Okay.
Thank
We expect you to attend every meeting at 9:30 Saturday morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And fellow Toastmasters, before we ask the vote counter to tell the results, I would like to say a few things. We'll have an executive committee meeting next week. We'll organize that and for our club, so that we have to fill in a lot of slots in the ExCom committee, and the way forward, what will go and how we enrich our meetings and other things we will decide. Now, the meeting was great, and I would only decide, as already our general evaluator has mentioned, I would like to reiterate that I request all the main role players to please be there by 9:15 so that they can test our mics, test our audibility, test our visibility, everything, so that we don't waste any time during the meeting. So I request, even if you want to join, please test your mics at 9:15 to 9:20. We're open. So that is very, very important. Okay. And later on, so that, the meeting is seamlessly, it moves from one part to the other. Thank you so much. And now the vote counter will present the results, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. So here we have the results of the winners for today's meeting. The best speaker is Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar. The best table topic speaker is DTM Sundar. And the best evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. The best meeting leader is Toastmaster Amar Mahmood. And the best of Big Three is our table topic master, Toastmaster Sanat Kumar Agrawal. Congratulations to all the winners. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sundar. It was a great meeting. Although what I understand from feedback of many people was that today, being the third quarter end, so all of them were stuck up in the office in the morning. So I had a message from, I personally called many people. So they messaged me saying that they're stuck in the office because of third quarter end closing and other things. That was the only reason. So perhaps we'll have more people from next week onwards. Okay. So thank you very much, and looking forward for the next meeting. And we will tell you about the time and date of the executive committee meeting, which is very important. And awaken the giant within and stay world class the week before we meet next time. And please come to our event today at 4 o'clock. Everyone should come. Okay, the meeting is sent. Sunny, the meeting is sent in the group, I think, no?
Yes, it is just now circulated.
I will circulate it in the Telegram group as well.
Okay, okay. Thanks. So let us all be there today. So the meeting stands adjourned.